Welcome to the Super Earth Podcast. This is a Helldivers 2 podcast. I'm one of your hosts, DB, and I'm joined by Snuff and Bacon. How you guys doing?
Hola, señorita.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me estoy soy Bacon.
Yo, so you guys, we have a lot to cover this episode.
Oh yeah.
A lot of stuff has been happening. It's pretty exciting. This is awesome. We just got a new Warbond. We got a massive patch. How are things, going on the Helldivers front? How you guys, what you guys been doing there? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I love the new update. I've been helping a lot of people with the Berserker challenge. I know a lot of people have been struggling with that, but it seems like they're having fun with it. A lot of people are trying.
Okay, yeah. That does remind me we have that challenge going on. How's the challenge been going? Have you been doing that a lot?
I've been doing it a lot. So far, like officially, it's only me and Gunror who has actually done it properly. I know Darth, Mela, Crab, and Gunror jumped in one mission, but it didn't, unfortunately, not supply all the necessary screenshots, so I could not approve of it.
Man,
Sadly.
Poor Darth, man. Darth Wrath or whatever. The poor guy's been doing it since the episode dropped.
Yeah, he's been trying hard, and real kudos to him for trying.
Yeah, I checked on him
screenshots.
yesterday, and he's been consistently doing the challenge for a week. Still
He will
got
get it. I'm sure he will get it. He's very dedicated to it, which I like to see.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he will get it by the end of the event.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun. I've been playing this week a lot because we got that new update, so I wanted to be really kind of fleshed out on how it's working. And I personally think Helldivers is back, man. Like, I really enjoy the new changes. It's kind of like old Helldivers.
Yeah, it's more back to the old days now, with all the new bots, the convoy. Spices things up a little bit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things to talk about in it, and so, maybe we can hold off on getting into the details because it's going to be a big section.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of this episode probably is going to be about the patch and the major order and the Warbond, but pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and for me, since I started 3 months ago when the game was like, level 10 is super easy. Now it feels like it turned up to a level 15. It just got so much more difficult, and I'm like so much more lost. And we tried to do the Berserker challenge, and it was just not working for me. I had like 9 deaths, and it was
like
awful.
the Berserker challenge.
It was rough, man. It was so rough.
DB here, I haven't even dared to try it yet.
I haven't even tried. I think I have a total of 10 melee kills my whole career.
He's scared of the axe.
10 career melee kills. Maybe I'll do it, this week or so.
Yeah.
But I did play a match with Snuff when it was 3 Helldivers doing melee, and I was the only one shooting, I think. And that also was not very fun. And also, when you get on these planets that have the fire tornadoes, it's just crazy because we haven't mentioned too much of the new update, but part of the new update is some flamethrower bots, and so you get 2 or 3. You get surrounded by flame tornadoes, and then you're also getting torched by mortar hulks and flamethrower troops. Yeah, it's crazy. It gets crazy out there, dude.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we were playing, speaking of the fire tornadoes, we had jumped on one, and I think this was yesterday. I was playing with Snuff, I was playing with you, and I forget the other guy's name, but he was like, hey, let's laser max. Let's do as many lasers as we can. And you dropped some...
I think that was Bacon's co-worker.
Yeah. Demon Lord Dragon Wizard.
Yes, Demon Lord Dragon Wizard.
His name.
And you dropped some knowledge on me that I didn't know about lasers on hot planets.
Very a knowledge that makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
I know, it really does. But tell us what you told me.
So I dropped them into one of the bug planets where it's a hot planet with fire tornadoes. And Demon wanted to laser max, so go all laser loadout, nothing else. And I mentioned there in the beginning of the match that this is probably one of the worst planets to do this on. And then, like, almost at the end of the mission, DV and Demon goes like, "Oh, so that's what you mean."
well, we were like 40 minutes into this.
Yeah,
we were like 30 or 40 minutes into this mission, and Demon Lord goes, "Does the laser like not work as well?" And you're like, "Because it gets hotter faster." And we're like, "Ah!"
It's up faster on warm planets.
That makes
it
so
also
much
cools
sense.
down slower on warm planets, which makes sense.
Yeah. It's like having a heatsink on your PC. If you cool down, you get more juice out of it.
Yeah, when you guys had that realization, all I could see in my mind was that gif where that mind blown dude is. That was all I could see in that moment. I almost laughed my ass off.
And that was a very fun mission, man, having 3 or 4 dudes with just lasers running around. I had a lot of fun yesterday playing, and we've been playing Super Helldive. We haven't been, it's been tougher because of the new changes, but it hasn't pushed me down to like lower difficulties just yet.
Yeah.
Another funny thing I've been seeing, this is just so funny. We were, like, just now when we were booting up the game, Bacon had, like, left my ship. I didn't know I don't know how long this has been in the game. Any other game would say, this person left the lobby. But when Bacon left the lobby, it said Bacon returned to civilian life.
You haven't noticed that before now.
No, I hadn't. Well, I think I noticed it a couple weeks back, but I don't know how long that's been in the game, but that's fun.
It's been there from the start. And also when you, if you kick someone from the match, it's things like this player has been court-martialed.
Really?
And so on.
That's so funny.
There's a lot of different lines.
Love that.
That's great.
Yeah, everything's about democracy.
Okay. Oh, Bacon. Didn't you say you had a brother or a family member or something that was like getting Helldivers 2? Did you end up playing with him?
Yeah, so Helldivers is on sale for the spring sale on Steam, and he picked it up, and we finally were able to play. And the last time we played Helldivers together was Helldivers 1, and that was 7-8 years ago that we played. And it was really fun to get him in and show him the ropes of, yep, so that's a Bile Titan. And oh yeah, you see that little machine that's sparking over there? Go up there and punch it. It drops a piece of candy.
Oh, you did what I usually do.
I did, but then he turns to me and he's like, do you think I'm stupid? I've seen the videos. That's a hell bomb.
Yeah, it's getting harder to trick people into doing things like that now.
It is. We just need another machine that falls down and is sparking as well. Or even if it's like on the Illuminate planets, if the objectives where you salute and then the thing opens up, if one of them like explodes at a 1% chance, that would be really cool.
So I actually have a question, Snuff. Actually, maybe Bacon knows the answer too, but there was, in the Discord, there was somebody got like a special kind of name or brand or whatever in the Discord because his thing was like pile stat.
My friend Gutsy.
Yes.
I'm jealous as fuck, dude.
Well, I still have no idea what's going on. Something about him having...
Yeah, so Gutsy is a close friend of mine. He just joined Helldivers like a week ago, ish when we're recording this, and jump onto his ship to help him out and unlock levels and stuff like that. After I dragged him to level 10, first mission, of course. And then we go back to his ship, and I start talking to his democracy officer. And I noticed that his democracy officer is fucking Pillistead. Pillistead used to be the CEO for Arrowhead.
Oh.
Yeah. He's the guy who backed out of Helldivers recently. The guy who changed over to the
Creative team.
yeah, creative coordinator or whatever it is called. And then now he has backed out. He's probably like still owns shares in the company, I'm guessing, but he is no longer CEO or part of the company at all, kind of. But yeah, I'm jealous of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I guess that's the benefit of us who live in Scandinavia, because all the democracy, you probably don't know this either, DB, but all democracy officers and everyone on ship, their name is always selected according to where you live in the world.
Oh,
Really?
So Americans will have American names, Norwegians will have Scandinavian names, same with Swedes and Danish people, Chinese people will have Chinese names, and so on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it selects them depending on where you start the game from.
Well, and that's fun too, because it's kind of lore accurate, right? Because from what I've been told, Super Earth is just Earth. Like we've never delved into the lore crazy on this podcast, but like to my understanding, there was like a big war. The two main factions were like the U.S. and China, and they ended up making like a giant super government, and they just called Earth Super Earth. But so it's awesome that you still have, you know, even though Super Earth is this crazy, overly satirical, patriotic thing, like you do still have, you know, presumably the languages and the people from the countries that came before.
It would kind of, if you imagine the EU, for example, how it's kind of unified all the countries in Europe,
Yeah.
but it's still different countries. Imagine that, but everyone is one country, but it still have all the languages in those regions.
So Bacon, your family member, like, how's he been enjoying it? What kind of things did you notice with somebody who's brand new?
So when playing the first one, he was always kind of the support role. He had the Guardian Angel backpack. He wanted to be as long range as he could to be in the back. So playing Helldivers 2, where you could just go anywhere on the map and you're not locked to the other players. Playing that, he's like, I don't know where to stand into being helpful, and these weapons at low ranks I don't like. And looking at the weapons later that I can unlock down the line, those are the ones I want. It's going to be really hard to get to that point, but when I get to that point, it'll be so much better and so much easier. And it's true for pretty much everything, because when you start looking at your ship modules and your acquisitions, I'm like, all right, when I unlock this ship module, my Eagles will be so much better. And when I unlock the Servants of Freedom and that portable hell bomb, it's going to be so good. But yeah, starting out, it's like I am just coming out of basic training. I did just get like an AR that was lying around. Nothing special about it. And I feel that it's not special and it's not to my play style. So you kind of have to adapt to the gun for its play style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just kind of had a rough time with that, but he's like, I'm willing to put in the effort to get what I want.
I mean, that's the right mindset if you want to get good at anything, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it seem like he's excited to get to that level where he's using the weapons that he wants to use? Is he been enjoying the game?
Oh yeah. He's like, this is so much better than the first Helldivers, and there's so much more blood. Oh my gosh.
Did you guys get into some shenanigans, get in some trouble?
Little bit, not too bad. I didn't want to go full snuff on him and take him into a level 10, but
Oh, so you haven't taken him to a Helldive or Super Helldive yet?
Not yet, not yet. We mostly stuck around level 3, level 4. I wanted to slowly build him up as to not scare him away the first day.
I put him straight at the front lines.
I have a friend
We
from
need
back
cannon
home.
fodder.
I have a friend from back home that I got to get this game. I got him to buy this game, and I started playing with him, and I think we played, a easy level the first time. I think we did Terminids like level 3 or 4, whatever the case may be. And then I was like, this is like your second or third mission. I need to put you through it. You need to have the Helldiver experience. And so and this is when the game was really hard still. And I dropped him down into a level 9 Helldive against the automatons, and it was like an extract hostage, or is the extract civilians mission, where you have to exfil all these civilians, and it was utter chaos. It was so funny. He was like, "Holy shit!" But I do feel like that's kind of the baptism by fire thing. You do kind of have to put him in there for a little. Maybe he's not ready for Helldive yet, but put him in there anyway, so he gets a taste of it. And so later on, when he's ready to come back, I feel like it's something to strive for.
Yeah. Just saying, you will fill this mission, but one day you might not.
Oh, yeah, so the new major order dropped, I think, on the same day as the new update. And this is what it says. Major order. The Helldivers stood their ground valiantly against the spread of insectile fascism, and as a result, the construction of the Penrose energy siphon has been enabled. Massive E-710 powered rockets are now being assembled for launch into the ergosphere of the Meridian Singularity to halt its momentum. Alas, focus must now be split, as automaton forces have landed on multiple planets in what appears to be a coordinated large-scale Craven assault. The forces are led by a series of new automaton units wielding incendiary weapons. This unit has been termed the Incineration Corps. However, the Penrose energy siphon, which would significantly slow the Singularity's advance, is nearly ready for activation. Every last day could make the difference between the preservation or destruction of another planet. High Command delegates to the Helldivers this choice: hold off the automaton assault, or effect the immediate activation of the Penrose energy siphon. Okay, Snuff. So what's going on with this Penrose energy siphon? It's like stopping Meridia Singularity. Like, can you explain that to us just a little bit?
From what I've understood, I haven't paid that much attention to it. But from what I've understood, it's they're trying to make something that can siphon out the energy from the black hole that's moving, so it gets weaker. So they're trying to figure out a way to stop the black hole, basically. And to do that, they need a whole lot of E710. So that is the bug part of the MO, where you just have to kill bugs, because that gives us E710, right?
Okay. So yeah, I should mention
collecting.
I should mention there's two options, right? Option 1 is defend against 8 attacks from the automatons, and option 2 is to kill, what is that, 1.25 billion Terminids?
Yeah.
So essentially, killing that many Terminids would enable us to connect enough E710 to activate this siphon that's going to siphon dark energy from the Meridia black hole, right? So if that doesn't happen, slowly the Meridia black hole is going to get closer and closer to Super Earth, taking out planets on the way.
Yeah.
Did I kind of summarize that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they need to find a way to stop it, and this is like the first proper try in making something that can slow it down somehow, or maybe stop it altogether.
Cool. Do you have it on your screen to be able to see how the major order is going so far?
Yeah, so I'm looking at it and well through the app, and it looks like we're only 78% of the way through the Terminids and 25% of the way through the automatons. So two defenses from the automatons and 981 million Terminids with 5 hours left. So
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know if we're gonna complete
Yeah,
this major order.
we're losing this one hard, unfortunately.
Oh no.
No.
People are too spread out, and
Yeah.
and also with the new bots being introduced, they're
Right.
currently at Yulheim, where we are recording this episode from, and that is where the incineration corpse is at the moment. But we need to defend planet, but people want to play the new stuff, so people are spread out and are not defending the bot planet that are being attacked, so we'll lose the bot part. And also because of the new fire bots, people are not killing enough Terminids, so we are also losing that part.
Okay, so potentially what could happen is that we could lose 8 planets and also lose another planet from the black hole, just destroying the planet entirely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have lost a lot of ground to the fire bots
So
because of that.
we're kind of in dire straits right now. We need to organize a little bit, it seems like.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And also, this is the fun part. It kind of was part of the description of this is kind of a spoiler for the new update, because somewhere in there, let me find where it said. The forces are led by a series of new automaton units wielding incendiary weapons, which is kind of the fun thing that's happening. So maybe we should start talking about the patch notes, because this is where we're really going to get talking a lot about the new stuff. Okay, so this new patch is patch 01.002.200. Basically, we have some balancing, some crash fixes, and most of it is balancing. So it looks like a lot of the weapons got a little bit of a boost. There's some stratagems that got a little bit of a boost, some damage boosts. We have updates to the AI, and then they've added some new units. And yeah, so I'll get into the details. So we've got small damage boost to the Reprimand, which is SMG, the Slugger, which is a shotgun, Liberator Concussive got a small boost. Actually, the fire rate was boosted on the Liberator Concussive. The Diligence got a magazine capacity increase. The MP98 Knight got a damage increase. The STA11 SMG got a damage increase. The Defender and the Pummeler got a damage increase. And the Pummeler now requires less shots to apply stun on applicable targets. Stun value increased from 1.0 to 1.25. See, the Liberator, the STA-52 Assault Rifle, the Adjudicator, and the AR-61 Tenderizer all got a damage increase. The Eruptor got a projectile armor penetration increase from medium to heavy, and a projectile lifetime increase from 0.7 to 1 second. The Eagle 110mm rocket pods, the uses were increased from 2 to 3, so that's really good. The Patriot exosuit got an increased use, so did the Emancipator exosuit. The Sterilizer, they bumped the ergonomics from 5 to 20. The Stalwart got a damage increase. The Heavy Machine Gun got a improved armor penetration across a wider range of angles before transitioning to glancing shots. Alright, so enemies. A recent software autopsy has revealed an update to the Automaton Situational Awareness Protocol. They are now less distracted by each other, increasing their reaction speed in large groups. We've increased the number of AI calculations the game can perform. This primarily impacts scenarios with a high number of spawned enemies, improving their response times in those situations. However, this comes with a slight trade-off in game performance. According to recent intel, the enemies of freedom are attempting to counter the Helldivers' anti-air capabilities. Newly produced automaton dropships show clear signs of hull reinforcement, allowing the main body to absorb significantly more damage. Aluminum warships have been observed deploying their shields mid-flight. Automaton dropships Main body health increase from 2,500 to 3,500, and the Lumina dropships utilizes the same shield as the ones that have already landed. We'll talk about that specifically here in a minute. The Barrager tank turret resolved an issue introduced recently where the armor value was incorrectly set to 0. Now has a correct armor value of 5. Additionally, the turret now features weak spots at the front and back, each with 750 HP and an armor value of 3. Alright, and then, there's some gameplay settings that were changed. There's some crash fixes. There's some fixes with weapons and stratagems. But the big stuff to talk about are these sweeping weapon changes that are changing some of the meta going on. Some of the weapons that used to be good, then were nerfed, so they weren't so good, and now are kind of coming back. And then also we have the fire troops. We have factory striders that are now doing like patrols. So you'll get like, how many in a patrol, Snuff? Is it like 4 or 5?
Usually it's 5, I believe.
All right, so basically it's a factory strider patrol with 5 factory striders, and one of them has a jammer. And actually, can you tell us what that jammer is? Because it's not necessarily a jammer.
It's not a jammer, it's a scrambler. So for anyone who has played on the limited side, knows how their disruptor works, where it scrambles your stratagem codes, so it's random input instead of a set ones. So that is what the new factory strider does, and it's usually 5. I think it was a bug on one of my missions, because one of my missions, the convoy, had 10, but I think that was a bug. So I do believe it is supposed to be 5.
Basically what we're seeing with this new update when it comes to the enemy is the enemy do seem to be a little bit smarter. They seem to be a little bit faster. It's a little bit harder. It's not crazy harder. I would say it feels a little bit the same of what it was feeling before the update, but what's different is when you fight the automatons that have like the fire troops, you really feel it. Like, it is a different fight, man. It feels like old Helldivers, because you'll have random devastators, but they have like fire shotguns, and so they don't do a lot of damage at you from a distance, but what can happen is there's a chance to catch you on fire, and so you'll randomly get caught on fire from somebody shooting at you 100 meters away with a shotgun. And then also there's a Hulk that is basically a flame troop, like a flame mortar Hulk. So it'll just shoot giant fireballs at you. And so it can be rough. That is
important to remember that it's only when you're far away, because if you're a little bit closer, they will one-shot you no matter what armor you're wearing.
Crazy. But it has been fun. It's been pure chaos. It's been really fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Did you get to play with against the fire bots, Bacon?
I did. We played it in a normal round to kind of get used to the new bots, and it was rough. I was using the double-edged sickle with the firefighter armor, so it had 75% less fire damage, but there's so many weapons that they have that just light you on fire. I was just finding myself diving every other second. It was awful. But then we decided to go for the Berserker challenge and melee only. That was awful.
Against the flame troops?
Against the flame troops.
I had fun. The time of my life.
Yeah.
We could tell. He was like singing in the background, like la di da di da.
Awesome. So yeah, something about me is I used to, like, before I stopped playing, I used to use the Eruptor a lot. And actually, before I really started to do a lot of Helldives, I really did like the Stalwart, right? And the cool thing about this update is, like, maybe the Stalwart's back. And it's not for the reason that you think, right? Because the Stalwart got, like, a small damage buff. But that's not the reason why it's back. The reason why it's back is because the Eruptor got a significant boost. So what happened was the Eruptor now has heavy armor pen instead of medium. and they up the damage of it. So okay, the game's all about compromise, right? If you bring in a machine gun, you're compromising, because instead of bringing another support weapon that has anti-tank, now you have to figure some other way to have anti-tank. So you either have to do a stratagem, or the other option is you can use like the Eruptor, which is kind of anti-tank. But now that Eruptor is now, it's not an S tier anti-tank weapon, but it's viable again. So now, and I've got a list of these things, but you can now use it for basically, it can take out everything on the Terminid side. I'm pretty sure it can take out everything on the Atomic side. Yeah, and it can take out everything on the Luminate side. So where before, if you wanted to play the Stalwart, you really had to compromise a lot, and you had to figure out some other way to do anti-tank if you weren't going to bring in like an EAT or something. And even if you were going to bring in an EAT, you would have to drop your Stalwart, pick up the EAT, and then go pick up your Stalwart again. Now you can presumably use the Eruptor for anti-tank and bring the Stalwart for, wave control, crowd clear, stuff like that. And I've got some data to back this up. So with the Eruptor, if you're going against the Terminids, you can one-shot a Charger to the butt. You can one-shot an Impaler to the neck. A Bile Titan takes 9 shots to the stomach with the Eruptor, which is really good for a primary weapon. Stalkers take 1 shot, Spears take 1 shot, Hive Guard, they take 1 shot. You can close bug holes with the Eruptor. You 5-shot Spore Spewers and Hotels. I've been testing out the Eruptor, and it is very good with wave clear. And then also the Automatons, where you can make less of a case against the Automatons. Like, the Eruptor is good against the Automatons, but it doesn't really replace a good anti-tank weapon. Like, it doesn't replace the autocannon.
You have to be a lot more accurate, especially on factory striders and things like that.
Yeah, and the problem with the Eruptor is it's just not that consistent. Like, the consistency of using the weapon is kind of tough, because it's like a delayed aim, right? So like when you're using the autocannon versus like the anti-material rifle, the autocannon has like a delay when you're aiming, and the Eruptor has an even longer delay. So that's the main downside of using the Eruptor. But you can still use it. So for the automatons, you can one-shot a tank. You can 3-shot a tank tower. You can 2-shot a gunship to the engine. You can 1-shot the turrets of a factory strider. You can 2-shot Hulks in the eye. You can 1-shot a Devastator. You can 1-shot a Replicator. You can 5-shot a turret. And then for the Luminant, the Eruptor, you can 3-shot a Harvester. You can 1-shot a ground unit, and 1-shot groups and hover drones. Let's see, and you can 2-shot shields. So maybe, we can use the Stalwart again. So that's pretty cool. What else have you guys played with any of the other weapons that have gotten an increase?
No, I actually don't think I have.
So Snuff doesn't surprise me, because he's been using the axe, and the axe didn't get a buff.
What you talking about, boy?
Wait till they buff the axe.
Oh, I'm gonna love that. Give us a big 2-handed battle axe.
Oh man, you would love that. What are you, Bacon? Have you played with any of the updated weapons?
Not of the weapons, but of the rocket pod stratagem.
Okay.
I've kind of been off in another world, so I don't know if we've talked about it yet. The 110, did you mention that?
I did mention it, but just very briefly.
Okay,
so,
cool.
I've actually used that as well.
Yeah, so it got a use increase from 2 uses to 3 before you have to resupply it. So I think it's like a 200-something second resupply, but you have 3 uses, almost 0 cooldown. It's like probably a 4-second cooldown or something like that.
And that is also when you have not a fully upgraded ship. If you have a fully upgraded ship, it's 5 uses.
Oh.
Because you get the bigger weapons bay.
Okay.
Right.
So have you noticed like a significant difference, Bacon?
So I didn't use it before the update, and not really knowing how to use it after the update, I tried using it like, I don't know, the normal carpet bomb, or even like a 500 kg when I'm like, oh, there's some enemies there, let me just throw it there. I don't know if I was using it wrong or it's just not good, but it was just not good. I threw it and it like drop the barrage, and I'm like, okay, cool. When is it gonna explode? It doesn't explode. I'm like, wait. So what is the point of this if it doesn't explode?
Wait, so it doesn't explode?
It doesn't explode.
Wait,
It
Snuff,
just
what's going on with this?
Alright, so the rocket pods, I would say they are actually pretty good, but it's very inconsistent and depending on where it hit. Like, if it hits perfectly, it will take down the factory strider in one hit. But the problem is that it will target the largest enemy in that area you throw it. So if it's too far away from... It is an anti-tank weaponry, basically. So you have to throw it pretty much exactly on where the thing you want to shoot is. And it will swoop down and send in the rocket pods on that.
So do they not explode?
They do explode, but it's not a very big explosion. Think of it more like what can you say? Like a big shell, kind of. Just hitting it hard.
Okay.
But it's
So
not like
my-
it's not like the airstrike that bombs the ground.
So is this a pretty viable stratagem, do you think, Snuff? Or is it...
I would say it is viable, but you have to use it a lot to get used to how it works for it to be reliable. I've used it a little bit in the past, and I liked it quite a lot. I use it now and then nowadays. I prefer gas these days, just for the crowd control and the fun of gas. It's pretty green cloud. But
so
yeah,
my problem with it
if you could
was-
use it.
Yeah, my problem was just I suck.
Get your scrub. Yeah, the Yulheim right now has pretty much consistently had around 30 to 40,000 people on all the time. And Bugside has had usually like 20 to 30,000 people on, and the rest is just spread all out over. It's kind of the same numbers, it's just that people group up more on certain planets and the rest just spreads out.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
what I've noticed the most is pretty much what we have talked about. It is bots reacting way faster, they're more aggressive, more accurate. They see you more easily, and if they spot you, it's harder to lose them. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I've been really enjoying the new update. I think it does feel a little bit like old Helldivers. I do like the addition of the flame troops. I've been really enjoying playing the Eruptor. Admittedly, I've still been using the laser cannon. I did try out the autocannon yesterday, and it's definitely viable, but I really like having like a guard dog. The guard dog kind of keeps you safe in certain situations. Guard dog might not be as viable against the automatons. Actually, it's really important with the bugs, but yeah. So I've been enjoying the new update. Should we talk about the Warbond? Bacon, do you want to do the Warbond since you got all the info for it?
I think Snuff should read the first part at least in his American accent.
Howdy, Helldivers. Have you ever wanted to be a space cowboy, enforcing the fear laws of super Earths on the edges of our galaxy, protecting our most remote colonies from undemocratic threats? Stab our partner and claim your sheriff star with the new premium Warbond, Borderline Justice.
It's so good.
All right, Bacon, tell me what is in the new Warbond.
Yeah, so there's lots of new armor, lots of new weapons and stratagems, or boosters, but mainly the two new armor sets, the GS66 Lawmaker and the GS17 Frontier Marshal, both with a gunslinger passive. which increases the sidearm reload speed by 40%, sidearm draw holster speed increased by 50%, and sidearm recoil reduced by 70%. This pairs well with the emote that was I think it was in the Superstore, the quick draw
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
that is the Superstore part of the Warbond.
Yep.
And fucking love it.
So what that quick draw like emote does is it kind of puts your character like a gunslinger with his hand right by his holster.
Yeah, you know the classic Mexican standoff pose.
Yeah.
Brings you right back to the old west.
So yeah, we got some else bacon. What else is in that Warbond? There's primary weapons, sidearms, stratagems.
Yeah, we have the R6 Deadeye, which is medium armor penetration, and it's kind of like a sniper. I haven't used it. Snuff used it. Then we have a sidearm, the Laser 58 Talon, medium armor penetrating, and a laser weapon. A new stratagem, the Lift 860 Hover Pack, which allows you to float in the air, kind of like the jump pack, but for an extended period of time. Very Mandalorian. There's a new utility / booster, which is called the Sample Extractor. Don't know what it does. The wiki didn't tell me.
I can explain it if you want.
Yes, please.
So, the Sample Extractor is especially good for lower level divers that need more samples, because what it does, it gives the chance of an enemy that you kill to drop a sample.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm running that all the time now.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to try it that much yet, so I don't know like the percentage and how often it is. But I've used it a little bit when helping the other lower levels in the server. And it drops them now and then. So you can get some extra samples that way.
Okay, that's pretty
Now,
cool.
I don't know if you can drop all the 3 different samples or if it's just normal samples. That I do not know.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
I
if
feel
it's
like-
common samples, that's pretty cool, because a lot of times you need like 200 common samples for just one
Yeah.
ship upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think I have like 36.
And I have a feeling that even though it seems like Snuff likes this entire Warbond, I have a feeling he's going to really like the next thing that they added, the throwable. What is
the
it?
TED 63 Dynamite. And that one you can adjust the cooldown for when it explodes, and I don't know the specific damage rate or what would be a good comparison. Maybe the high explosive.
Yeah, the fun thing about it is 2 things. You can put the timer up to 60 seconds, which is, I don't really know the situation you would use that for, but it's pretty fun.
Hot potato.
But the funniest part about it is the radius.
Oh, how big of a radius?
It's a 12. I think the what's the other grenade called? The heavy one. I don't remember right now, but that one has a 7, I believe. It's 5 or 7.
Yeah.
Well, this one is 12.
Jeez.
Has a big radius and explosion.
So basically, they just added Old West TNT into the game, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you've ever wanted to be a space cowboy, now you can do so.
Yeah, which is fitting because dynamite was invented by the Swedes, and the Swedes also made Helldivers.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, and then did we talk about the banners and capes and the other emote?
Yeah, just a couple of cosmetic things like banners, capes, helmets, the tip hat emote, Milady, and the Super Sheriff title.
Oh, you mean the Super Sheriff title?
The Super Sheriff title, sir.
Cool. So that's an awesome warband. So yeah, join the Discord, start playing Helldivers with us, and be a space cowboy. We'll see you
Be my
there.
deputy.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
All right, so for this week, this is a fun one. I'm gonna really enjoy this one, I think. So we're doing top 5 team kills. All right, so who would like to go first? Are we gonna do a normal order? Snuff go first.
Yeah, sure, we can do the normal one.
I think so, yeah.
My first one is the Mexican standoff. That is... I love it. I just love it.
Funny enough, it's my number 5 as well, the quick draw emote.
It's so good.
Okay,
I
I
saw-
should clarify that when I say top 5 team kills, this is like top 5 friendly fire. Like this is this is
Oh, I know.
most of the time accidental, but your guys' top 5 is we're gonna use our quick draw emote, we're gonna stand 10 paces, and we're gonna duel it out.
Exactly.
Instead of killing a billion bugs like Super the one, we're gonna shoot each other.
I saw a post that was like, Helldivers high command, why are our accidental rates going up? The reason why.
That's awesome. All right, wait, did you say that was your number 5 as well?
Yeah, that's my number 5 as well.
All right, my number 5 is, and is this the only one that Snuff has on my list? Maybe, maybe not. But my number 5 team kill is Snuff's cluster bombs, man, because you'll be fighting with Snuff and you're going against the Lumen or whatever, and you think you're killing it. You're like, oh yeah, dude, I'm knocking these guys down left and right. You're in the thick of it. All of a sudden, you die. You don't know what, bro.
You just hear over the comm radio, worth it.
But yeah, it's like those cluster bombs, man. They just hit you. They don't. I never see the big giant red signal in the sky that there's a stratagem I'm in position, and it. But it's a very The cluster bomb might be inconsistent, but it is consistent when it comes to team kills. It consistently team kills me every time.
My big tip is don't stand in front of me. Or anywhere around me. For that. Always be far away.
Well, luckily, since we've been doing a lot more of... Number 1, you've been doing the Berserker Challenge, and also you've been really loving the mines. The team kills now are less from the cluster bombs and more from other things.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
enemies aren't the dangerous part here.
So Snuff, what's your number 4?
The Mexican standoff.
Alright, Bacon.
Mine is calling in like an eagle airstrike and then getting hit by something and dropping it on your feet. Those are the worst ones because you're like, I'm so sorry, guys, we gotta bail.
Every time on extract as well.
Yeah.
The other day I landed, I was like coming into a mission and I landed on like a jammer or something, one of those buildings, and when I popped out of the hell pod, I was like glitched inside of a building. So I had to just call in a 500 kg on myself. Like,
Sacrifice.
it might not have been a jammer, but I think it was one of the things where it just calls in more bots.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it. But yeah, that's funny. And funny, a little bit of a spoiler, what you just said kind of is on my list as well. But yeah, all right. So then for my number 4, it's this isn't one specific team kill, but it is a mission that was just full of team kills. I think it was me and Snuff, and I'm probably Coyote, probably I don't maybe Darth was the fourth person. I can't really remember who, but we're like, yeah, let's do like an extraction mission, or whatever it's like when you're in one position and all the bots come at you, and elimination maybe. Is that what it is? Eradicate. Yeah,
yep.
so we're doing an eradicate, and Snuff is like, let's just all bring in bombs. Let's all bring in mines. And so all four of us, nobody had a weapon, nobody had a turret, nobody had a airstrike. We just had, everybody had 4 stratagems of mines, which was 16 stratagems of mines. We cleared the whole mission with mines, and we had more friendly fire damage than enemy damage.
It is so effective, though.
It was very effective.
Hilarious.
It was a lot of fun too.
It is a lot of fun.
That was fun. All right, Snuff. Let me guess what your number 4 is, or number. We're on 3.
Yeah,
number
I think
3.
we're on 3 now.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
I'm sorry, Darth. You're getting a lot of shit this episode. Love you, dude. But it is actually whenever Darth tries to steal my stratagem weapons. He always dies before he gets to actually use them. But
Yeah.
Because I come back, I kill him. It's not. He usually either kill me or I die to something, and then he grabs my stuff. And then calls me in as far away as possible, and then just crouch down, head blows up, runs up, grabs his stuff, tells me away, and just see you later, dude.
All right, Bacon. What's your number 3?
My number 3 was with my coworker, Demon Lord Dragon Wizard, and he was like, let me set the scene. We were on a terminated planet. I was extracting with the egg, the sample whatever thing. But there was a large lake in between where the egg was and where the extraction was. So I had to run all the way around, and it took so long. But he was there with someone else, and he calls in an orbital strike. I think it was like a 120 or a 380, but he throws it at his feet, and he's like, hey, we'll be fine. It never strikes in the middle. We'll be okay. Don't move. Boom. They both die instantly as soon as he says that. And I think I have a clip of it. I'll throw in the Discord. But
man. Throw it in there.
I'll have to find it. But it was hilarious.
And what's his name? Demon Lord Dragon something?
Demon Lord Dragon Wizard, which I keep wanting to say Demon Lord Dragon Slayer, but yeah.
Demon Lord Dragon. I did play with him yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Fun playing with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super cool guy.
So my number 3, funny enough, just like Snuff's number 3, it does feature Darth Wrath. No, Darth Wrath is in the Discord as well as Mela. Mela, I think, is a mod in the Discord, and they were both. Now, I wasn't even in the game. What happened was Mela was streaming on the Discord, and I was watching the stream, like eating spaghetti or something. And they were trying to do the Berserker challenge. And Darth Wrath has had a hell of a time trying to do this challenge. I mean, he's been doing it for days at this point. And I'm
grinding that hard.
Yeah, and I'm watching Mela play, he's in like a fortress and he's like fighting the automatons, and he comes up to a Devastator, and he's doing good. He's meleeing Devastators. He killed a Hulk, and then he goes up to this Devastator and he goes to axe this Devastator. And I think he starts to hurt it, and then I see him get axed in the back of the head. And then it turned out to be Darth Wrath trying to axe the same Devastator. And I'm like, I've seen many types of team kills. Accidental team kill is the key here, but I've never seen somebody accidentally melee another person in the back. of the head. That's pretty
Whoops,
special.
shink.
Darth Rat. You almost have to try.
Sometimes. It happens sometimes. If you're fighting the same bots, I highly recommend one step away, or that will almost guaranteed to happen.
All right. So, Snuff, what's your number 2?
Mexican standoff.
Oh my god.
I love that thing. Both against bots and friends.
Wait, can you actually use it against bots?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You can use it against anything.
Wait.
And it also, when you quick draw, you shoot really fast. So
Okay.
you when you have the emote, you hold down the aim button, and it will put up the aim circle for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can aim. And
then
yeah, then you can have a Mexican standoff with a bot or whatever you want to have a standoff with.
Yeah.
does it automatically shoot, or
No,
does it?
you have to shoot
Okay.
yourself. So you can just you can both stand there for like 15 minutes if you want to.
Yeah, so I've seen clips of people EMS grenading like a Hulk and then doing that emote. And so it looks like, they cut out the part where they grenade the EMS grenade, so it only shows like a standoff between them and a Hulk. And they quick draw and kill the Hulk in one hit.
Yeah,
That's
they even show
amazing.
it off on the video for the Warbond as well.
Yeah.
At the very
Very
end.
cool.
All right, so we're on number 2. Bacon?
Yeah.
Your number 2?
Yep. This number 2 is for Coyote, and I mentioned it last episode, but oh my gosh, I just got Fog of War. I got whatever, but we were fighting bots and we were coming to extract. The entire round, Coyote was just not having a great round, just dying, and just so many things kept killing him. I had my laser cannon out shooting a Hulk, and I'm like, okay, take it down. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see another thing move, and I'm like, oh, shoot that. I shot Coyote in the head and I burnt him up.
I feel like that's one of the missions where I bring only mines. Just
I think it
mine
was.
all the way. I think you died to mines like 10 times that round.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday I was playing with you and there was just you had so many mines on the ground. You had whole sections of the map that I could not traverse. It was crazy. But yeah, okay. So it's my number 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my number 2 is I was doing an extraction mission, which is kind of like the tower defense mission, like you're just defending. And I was playing with people who I think were a little bit newer, and I was like, yeah, bring this. And so, because it was one of those things where I think I hit quick play, and I jumped into this group and we lost it because nobody brought the right stuff. So we retried the same mission, and I told them what stuff to bring in, and we were doing good. But one of them brought in an exosuit, and we were like, I mean, it was intense, man. They were dropping factory striders and Hulks and just waves and waves of automatons, and I'm nowhere near this guy, and he just apparently like the exosuit just like stepped on me. Like, I was in the prone fighting away, and yeah, just all of a sudden, just this giant robot is on top of me. I'm like, that's not an enemy. That's not an enemy automaton.
That's hilarious.
But yeah,
funny.
Snuff. Yeah,
I
so
guess
Snuff,
we're
what's your
on
number 2?
I guess we were on number 1 now,
Or number
actually.
1, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, it's the Mexican standoff. Best way to team kill. Hands down. A lot of people are probably surprised that it's not my mines on my top 1. But
Yeah.
that is because that's not me, guys. That's you guys stepping on the mines. I just placed them there. Blame yourself. Open your eyes, guys. Pay attention. It's not my fault he stepped on it.
That's not me, guys. That's you.
That's you. That's your
stepped
fault.
That's on you guys, not me. I'm just doing the mission.
All right, Bacon. What's your number one team kill?
My number one team kill is just gotta be Snuff's Mines.
What? It's not it steps on them.
I will
Dude.
say my honorable mention was Snuff's Mines. I wrote it at the top, so it's my super number one.
It is my super number one, and it's my number one. Just, oh my gosh. I try my best to like navigate through and just try to be so delicate, tiptoeing through. But I don't know what happens.
Under your foot.
And then I just hear the click under my foot, and it's boom.
No, it's so true. It's like, and somebody was saying that the mines can spawn underneath the ground, and so I feel like that happens to me because I'll have like 5 feet away from one of his mines and still get killed from it.
It can happen usually when there's a lot of sand or snow, especially because it's not actually underground. It's just covered by rubble on the ground, kind of.
Yeah.
So you don't always see it, which is very unfortunate for you guys. It's not my fault.
So my number one team kill was sometime this week, maybe like Wednesday or Thursday. I was playing a automaton mission, and I think this is maybe the day the update came out. And I was with some randoms, and we were playing, and there was a factory strider patrol. So there was like 5 factory striders, and we were duking it out with them, and just shoot. I think we had taken down the jammer one. And I go out, and I'm like, all right, roger this, and I got a 500 kg, and I kind of like tap it up, and to paint the picture, my whole team was kind of on a cliff, like on a rock face, and to the point where, like, if you take a couple steps back, you'd have cover, but if you come forward, you're like silhouetted on this rock, so you can shoot at the striders, which are right there. Yeah, it was our only cover to the factory striders, and so I ping in a 500 kg, and I run up to like right beside my buddy who's sitting there fighting. And he has what I thought was a laser cannon. Turns out it was a quasar. And he was charging up a shot, and I walked right in front of him, and I took a fully loaded quasar shot to the back of the head. I had a 500 kg in my hand. The quasar shot blew him away, killed me. I think he might have... I don't know. Somebody else died at the same time. Luckily, whoever was there had thrown like a shield generator. So the 500 kg had hit the shield generator, bounced off, almost killed the entire squad. So I narrowly avoided killing my entire squad with it. But yeah, a quasar cannon to the back of the head.
Oh, you got hurt.
That's crazy.
My number one.
I think that wraps up the top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Listener stories. Written by A Burnt Bridges. Ship name, Citizen of Super Earth. Call sign, redacted. Location, redacted. Time, redacted. Edited by the Ministry of Truth. This is a personal diary discovered on an unidentified corpse. I stand alone. The fanfare and the flags. A single bright memory before we were flash frozen and spat upon this world of rock and roaches. Nothing remains. I stand alone. It has been too long since the SCS Citizen of Super Earth departed. To my left, to my right, ahead and rear glow with the light of freedom. I stand alone. The bugs hadn't stood a chance, and neither had we. Sent to expend liberty with brand and torch, with gifts to the hives of hidden hatcheries. I'm going to take that again. With gifts to the hives of the hidden hatcheries, we delivered, while he had prepared. I stand alone. Yet the retreat had been easy, the evac well lit. My comrades in arms, now comrades in pieces and parts, still lit with the glow of freedom, of democracy. I stand alone in the sea, not of my making. Frick you, Snuff! Frick you and your freaking mind! Combat report Beckvam, redacted. No survivors.
I think that was very fitting for an episode where our top 5 team kills. And our super number 1 was Snuff's Minds.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. All right, thank you, Burnt Bridges, for that. That is just a hilarious poem, and thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
You're most welcome, my bird.
All right, cool.
Alright, guys, you know what time it is?
Ship names.
Alright.
All right, Snuff, go first.
I'll take the first one. That is from Deluxe 392 with the SES, Defender of the State. They chose this name because it sounds kind of badass. And I defend the state with my life.
Very nice name.
Very nice. Did you
All
get
right.
that?
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Did we get that from the Discord or?
That was from the Discord.
All right.
Everything except for the last one, I think, is from the Discord.
I'll mark it as read.
All right. The next one is from Sturcules, the SES Flame of Liberty. This ship stands as a beacon of freedom, much like the Statue of Liberty, welcome the huddled masses in a past civilization in Mega City 7 of Sector 7 on Super Earth. Thank you for your
service.
Or thank you for your service.
Thank you for your freedom.
Let me grab that soul of your freedom into my minefield.
This next one is from Boxer Bear with the SES Flame of Justice. I chose this name because justice will spread throughout the galaxy like fire, and I thought it sounded cool. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
It's very fitting for this new update with the bots, the automatons.
All right, Snuff, you want this one?
Yes, this one is from Burnt Bridges with the SES, Citizen of Super Earth. He chose this because my passion for freedom is great when my cape flows strongly in the aircon and I'm wearing that Citizen of Super Earth title. Obviously, it used to be a mirror of morality because I was a new edgy Helldiver flying around in a portable morgue and still under 300 hours of playtime. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. All right, next one comes from Venom Crushers in the SES Wings of Midnight. Unfortunately, the SES founding father family values has crashed, leading me to name my new destroyer the SES Wings of Midnight. Reason being, I'm deciding to play more of a stealth build and sniper playstyle. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. And this last one was from Mask Gamer. They wrote the story from last episode.
Our email.
From our Gmail. Email us at superearthpod@gmail.com. Mask Gamer with the SES Spear of the Stars. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. We don't have a community task this week.
No, we will not have a new community task until this one is finished, and when this one is over, we will also most likely put up a poll for you guys so you can vote if you want big events like this to be longer, shorter. Was it too hard? Was it too easy? What types of events do you still want? The type of events where only one can get the title, or do you want more like the Berserker part where everyone has the chance to get the title but everything is going to be harder to get? So that's kind of what we're going to pull up when this event is over.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, go to the description on the video. So there's a description on Spotify and YouTube. Go to the description. There is a link for the Discord. Go ahead, join the Discord. Play Helldivers 2 with us. Let us know, give us suggestions. What do you want the next top 5 to be? What do you want the next community task to be? If you want to hear your ship names get read or your listener stories, if you write like a poem or a little short story, throw it down in the Discord. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, send this to your friends. And yeah, I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah. See you on the front lines.
See you on the front line.
See you on the front lines.
Ba-da-da-da.
All Super Earth podcast content is based on the game Helldivers 2, created by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.